Hello, welcome back. In the previous video, we were able to build a basic image carousel which looked like this. Of course, in full screen, it doesn't look really good, but it's okay. We weren't really focusing on styles. We will focus on styles in the upcoming videos from this video itself. But for the previous video, we were just looking to build a functional carousel, and we were able to do that. From now on, the things will be very simple. It will be mostly around styles and all. We'll try to cover things very fast, but we'll try to style it very beautifully so that you can add this project in your resume, so that you can show it off on LinkedIn, so that you can show it off on Twitter, so that you can show it off in your friends that, hey, look at what I built because you are the one who built this. So let's get started. So in this video, let's aim to build the basic. Let's start building our final website. And for this video, let's try to build the hero section or the landing section and the footer. The footer is going to be fairly simple. The landing section is nothing but a combination of some styles and also some transitions, which starts from here, goes till here. So let's get started. Let me open my app as my VS Code. So I'm going to create a completely new component. I'm going to call it hero. You can call it landing or hero, whatever. Usually we call these hero components, the thing that you see as soon as you land on some website. And I'm also going to create a hero.css. Let's create a component as a functional component, hero. Perfect. And for now, let's start by creating a div by having a class name of, let's say, hero container. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's have an h1 called welcome, something like that. That's it. And let's get back and let's do one thing. Let's actually also import our um, dot slash hero.css. That's it. And now let's get on to our app.jsx and comment out the existing carousel component, and let's actually include the hero component inside our app.jsx. So as you see, my VS Code automatically imports the components for me, which is I'm very thankful to it. But in case it does not do it for you, you have to type it out manually. Perfect. Now let's get back to it and let's see if our changes worked. Yes, it worked. Now it shows welcome. Let me add a few changes instead of leaving every style for the end. I usually do that in my videos. I first build the functionality, then I do the styles. For now, let's do it side by side. That would be better, right? I think that would be better. That would be less boring towards the end. Otherwise, if I leave all the styles towards the end, it becomes very boring. So let's get done with the basic uh, styling of the background, this background image and the positioning of this heading. Perfect. Let's get started. Once again, display is always when in my project you can expect the display to be flex. If you don't know about flexbox, you can actually learn about it from my course. It's absolutely free of charge. No, it's absolutely free. So you can just go to my YouTube video, you can YouTube website, you can go to the playlist channel and playlist section, and then you can search for the flexbox tutorial. So flexbox is a very good skill set to have. Now I'm going to have a background. So it's simple, width 100%, height 100 viewport. And background, I'm going to have a linear gradient. And this is the we are going to build a beautiful linear gradient which looks like this. It's very simple to make actually. We're first going to provide the degree at which it will change. Let's say 40 degrees, and then we are going to provide the initial color. Let's say a very light version of blue, 03 D6 and F3 at let's say 0.7%, and the final color is going to be 45, the darker version of blue, 8F F6 at let's say 80%. Perfect. Now let's see. It should, yes, this looks beautiful, right? It's look really good. Perfect. Now do we have any other styles? Yes, we have. Let's justify the content to center. Let's actually define the flex direction first. So our flex direction is going to be column. So we are going to align the items column wise. Now we are going to make it vertically center by doing justify content as center. And now we are going to make it horizontally center by align item center. That's it. Now you see this welcome came here. Perfect. Now let's apply some styles to this, some transitions to this. right? That sounds good. So as soon as it starts, it should come from some 50 pixels above the center and go to center. For now, I think now you're already perfect in applying these transitions using the use transitions hook. I don't even need to do that, so I hope you are able to do that yourself. Try it out once. Pause this video here. If you're not, it's okay. Just unpause it here and see it. So we are going to import the use transitions hook from our React use transition. Yes, React Spring library, and we are also going to import our animated component. Perfect. That's it. That's pretty much it. Let's define our transitions first. But actually, before defining the transitions, I want to talk about how are we going to, like, what will be the data that will be going inside the transition, use transition hook. Because I told you that use transition hook expects an array of data. Now, what you can do is you can actually put both of this heading and subheading in that array. Initially, you can keep that array to be empty. You can use the use effect hook to make sure that you can store those headings inside your state, and as soon as the page loads, you can actually show it and then it will load. That's one way. I don't like that way. I like another way, which I'm going to talk about just after this. Let's try to build it that way first. Very quickly. Let's define our constant data. Let's say data is going to be first heading, then it's going to be subheading. Perfect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a piece of state called heading and set heading. That's it. I'm going to use state, not use scroll, use state. Initially, I'm going to keep it as an empty array. Now I'm going to use let's define our transitions first. Const transitions. I'm typing it very fast. By the way, if you feel I'm going too fast, just pause the video in between. It's fine. But yeah, we want to finish. These are the things that you already know by now, and these are just basic styles. So for now, I'm going to go a little bit fast. Now let's define our from conditions. It's going to go from opacity city 0 with a transform of translate y minus 50 pixels. Y minus 50, I've already told you. So we want it to translate from center minus 50. Cool. And I'm going to copy and paste it 2 times. The last value is going to be leave. I'm going to keep it same. And enter, like the position where it should fix is actually 0, translate y is 0, and opacity is 1. That's it. And let's put some config. Duration is going to be, I've done this so many times that I've actually remembered all the syntax that there are in this React Spring library. I think I've become an expert. But anyhow, so let's also provide a use effect hook, which will run only at the initial component mounting because of this empty array in the dependency array. And I'm going to say set heading as my data. That's it. And now inside our JSX, what I'm going to do is I am going to actually now define my transitions. Transitions, it's going to have the styles and the item. The item will be these headings. And let's return, let's say, an animated.div where we provide the styles equal to the styles. And here we just type in the, let's say, item. That's it. And now this should work. You know the concept behind this. See, it works. It works wonderfully. So beautiful. I love this. I love this transition. So did we use this use transitions hook? Why did we not use the use Spring, which saw in the initial videos of this course? Because here it seems that we are just concerned about translating it from one point to another, right? The thing is, even this is a transition because let's say when you scroll down to the next section, you might want to show some animation to the user that to your users that this text disappears or something. It's very famous these days, this transition. So that is very easy with use transition. How? Because what will you do is you can actually keep a track of your position X or scroll X, and then as soon as your scroll X becomes some specific value, you can make sure to again use the set heading to an empty array, and then it will disappear. That's it. So it's as simple as that. That's why I've used transitions. So you can control the entry and the exit of this text. That's why I've used use transition hook. Although I'm not going to code out the exit part because we have already done things like this n number of times in the previous video. It becomes boring if you do the same thing again and again, right? So in this one, I'm not going to code out the exit one. If you want, you can do it. Definitely do it. This is a challenge for you. Try it out, and once you do it, um, put a video of it on LinkedIn. Tag me. I would love to see it. I would really love it. Or Twitter. You already know my Twitter handle. It's Madhav Vahel MD. You already know my LinkedIn handle. It's Madhav Vahel. I would love it. I would love to see. I would love to see what you have built. But anyhow, coming back. Now I was saying that okay, this can be good way, but I don't like this. Why? Because there there cannot be like there can be a lot of other things other than the heading and the subheading that we might want to show to users. There can be an image, there can be n number of things. Now, I don't really want to store all of these things in my data array or something. I really don't want to do that. So instead of that, what I'm going to do is instead of putting the whole data in my state, which is not at all required. Why? Because remember the initial definition of the state. What is a state? A state is nothing but a piece of data that can change over time. And we don't really want it to change. We either need to set it or we need to unset it. That's it. We're not controlling the data, the values inside of it. We're just setting or unsetting. And whenever it's like a set or unset, whenever it's like a switch, you got it. It's a Boolean. It's the job of a Boolean. It's not a job of an array of strings. So let's set something like this. Instead of heading, I would call it show heading. A Boolean. Just that's it. Set show heading. And let's keep it false. That's it. And here in the data, I'm going to just provide a array with a single element show heading. That's it. And now as soon as the user enters the page, we need to set the show heading from false to true. That's it. And now inside our transitions, what we need to do is this item is going to be a Boolean. Now what we can do here is we can actually use this item. If this item is true, then show, let's say, h1 hello. Otherwise, show a React fragment. That's it, an empty thing. Show heading is not a function. Okay, set show heading actually. Yeah, that's it. You see how beautiful. It's lovely. And you can even control it. You can do things like this. Let's say set interval or set timeout, something like this. And this thing is going to run after, let's say, 2000 milliseconds or 2 seconds. After 2 seconds, we want to remove it from the screen. It will be able to do that as well. Let's see. One, two. That's it. See how beautiful. So you can control the exit, you can control the entry, you can do whatever you want. And just a little thing, whenever you see a ternary operator like this, where you want to show some component based on a condition, you don't really require a ternary operator. You can do a shorthand like this, double ampersand. That's it. Basically, what it's doing is it's going to check the value in the first one and the second one. If the first one is true, then it's just going to return the second one, which means this whole expression is going to return h1 hello. That's it. See? Lovely. Now, what I want to do is now I quickly want to actually put my actual data. So let's have a div. We don't really need a class name for this. Let's have a h1, which is going to have a class name hero heading. The content will be welcome to the carousel. Let's have a p tag with class name hero subheading. Let's call it this is a simple landing page with carousels. That's it. Perfect. You don't really need anything else now, and that's done. Now the only thing that is remaining is the styles that we want to put in our hero heading. Hero heading. Simple. Let's say a font family. of Poppins. It's a beautiful font. Font style, normal. I'm going to put a font weight, 900 super bold. I'm going to put a font size, something really, really big, 55 pixels. I'm going to put a line height, 66 pixels, and margin 0, definitely. Margin 0. I really like keeping margins. Letter spacing is going to be zero point 0.2 pixels. That's it. And color is going to be pure white, FFF. That's it. And let's put some styles for our hero subheading as well. Same thing, same. I'm going to copy and paste font, these two things at least. Let's actually copy and paste the font weight as well. I'm going to keep it 700 pixels. Let's keep a color of actually a gray color, E5, E5, E5. That's a good shade of gray. E5, E5, shades of gray. I didn't really mean to say that, but okay. Um, Forget it. Text align, center. I'm going to copy and paste this text align center to the above one as well. So simple style. Is anything remaining? Font size. Yes, font size. We forgot about font size. It's going to be 16 pixels. Very small. Not very small, but yeah. Then line height, 20 pixels. Then letter spacing, let's keep it the same, zero point 0.2. And we are done with this component. We are done. See how beautiful it is. How very, very beautiful. I love this. And now, finally, I'm going to create our footer as well before leaving. Footer is going to be very simple. I'm not going to put any fancy transitions and stuff in the footer. So it's going to be very, very simple. Let's quickly create a footer component as well. New folder, footer. Inside my footer, I'm going to create a new file, footer.jsx. And inside my footer comp, it's going to be a footer.css as well. Let's type things out very, very quickly. Import React, a functional component called footer. And inside this, I'm going to have a div with a class name footer. Then I'm going to have something like some basic thing like, let's say, a visit. I'm going to create a, let's say, a space NBSP. It's just a space bar. And then I'm going to have an anchor tag. I'm going to keep it, you can keep it to your own kind of, I think, portfolio website or something. For now, I'm going to keep it to my YouTube channel. I'm going to keep this as https://youtube.com/the lean at the rate the lean programmer. Perfect. Sub underscore confirmation equal to 1 so that you subscribe it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please, please, please do that. Anyhow, it's okay. And let's actually copy and paste the same thing here. That's it. And let's have a little bit more NVSP for more such awesome content. That's it. That's it. We are done with it. Now let's do one more thing. Let's import dot slash footer dot css and let's very quickly have some footer styles as well. We are going to keep it very, very simple. Display flex once again. If you don't know Flexbox, go watch my videos on Flexbox. I'm going to link it in the description. So quickly, you have the all the resources. I'm going to set minimum height as 100 pixels, justify content center. I am going to keep align item center just to keep it horizontally and vertically center. Background color is going to be a little shade of gray. No, I'm not going to say shade of gray again. Let's call it shade of brown. Okay, 3939. Perfect. And the text color can be um, white. Let's keep it white. Let's keep it RGBA this time, just because I want to tell you this. There are multiple ways of setting colors. This is a hex code. This is an RGB. Yeah, there are multiple ways. So 255, 255, 255 with a transparency of with an 0.9% visibility kind of thing, or you can say opacity kind of thing. Cool. And I'm going to have a footer link as well. Let's just copy this thing as well here and then text decoration as underline. That's it. We are done. we need to import it as well here now. That's it. I'm going too fast. If you have any doubts, ask me in the comments. Footer. I'm thankful to VS Code that it automatically imports my components. In case it does not for you, you have to do it manually. See how beautiful. I love this. I love this, man. Cool. That's it for this video. In the next video, we'll start building our main section. I know this video went a little bit long, but at least you are able to make good progress. So see you in the next video. Bye.